At 14, my own father slapped me across the face and threw me out into a raging blizzard to freeze to death, all because my older sister wanted a ride to the mall. He nearly killed me that night, but my mom made sure he lost absolutely everything. Hannah was 17 and a master of pathological manipulation. She always got her way, twisting reality until everyone bowed down. That December, a massive snowstorm hit our Wisconsin town. Hannah demanded to go to the mall. For once, Dad said no because the roads were a death trap. She threw a massive fit, stomped loudly upstairs, and slammed her bedroom door. I was quietly doing my math homework at the kitchen table, happy to be completely invisible. But exactly 25 minutes later, Hannah came back down those stairs. She had ripped her own shirt. Her makeup was smeared with fake, gasping sobs. She pointed straight at me. She attacked me, pushed me into the wall, and ruined my clothes, she wailed. She claimed I was insanely jealous of her. It was absurd. I frantically pointed at my half-finished math problems. I've been sitting right here the whole time. I desperately begged him to look. He didn't even bother to look. He grabbed my arm so hard my glass shattered on the floor. "How dare you hurt your sister?" he screamed. Then, the very first slap landed. It hit me with absolute brutal force. My cheek burned with sudden heat. I tasted warm blood inside my mouth. Next, the second blow knocked me backward. My hips crashed hard against the counter. Through my spinning vision, I saw Hannah. She stood right there in the doorway. She was not crying fake tears anymore. She just had a cold, satisfied smile. Then, Dad dragged me toward the front door. I screamed that I was completely innocent. He shoved me out into the freezing wind. I was barefoot and wearing only a light jacket. The heavy deadbolt clicked firmly into place. I turned around and knocked on the cold glass. Hannah just stood there, with her arms totally crossed. She just grinned right back at me. Then, she slowly turned and walked away. I had to move or I would die. I trudged through waist-high snowdrifts in the blinding whiteout. Every step felt like walking on broken glass. I finally collapsed onto my friend Sophie's porch 5 blocks away. Her parents dragged me inside, horrified by my bruised face and freezing hands. They called my house 5 times, but Dad simply ignored the phone. Mom was 4 states away, but she drove through the remnants of the blizzard to get to me. When she saw the photos of my bruised face and the medical report showing frostbite, a cold, terrifying calm washed over her. We drove home and Dad was just reading the Sunday paper. Mom raised her hand to stop his pathetic excuses. "Don't talk, just listen," she commanded. She laid out the medical reports and the undeniable timeline. Then, she turned her dead eyes to Hannah. "Tell the truth, now." Hannah folded instantly. She admitted she faked the attack just to create a distraction because she was mad about the mall. Dad turned completely ashen. He realized he had nearly murdered his innocent child over a petty tantrum. "I made a mistake," he stammered out. Mom didn't blink. "You failed your only job to keep her safe," she said. She had already called a divorce attorney and an agent. She told him to pack his bags immediately. Mom nuked his life with clinical precision. She took 65% of the assets because he'd been hiding money. She got full custody, a strict restraining order, and sold our house. Dad was forced into a depressing apartment. Since Hannah made her choice, Mom forced her to move in with him. Hannah went from suburban comfort to paper-thin walls and blaring sirens. Her friends totally dropped her. Dad started drinking heavily, lost his job, and got arrested for assault. Mom and I thrived without them. I went to college, got my degree, and built a great life. Dad died of a heart attack when I was 26. I only went to the funeral to support Mom. Hannah was there, looking weathered, and tried to use his death to talk to me. I just walked away mid-sentence.